original.
Hello and welcome to the Web Crawlers mini episode. I am Allie Siegel.
I'm Melissa Stettin.
I'm producer Maria.
Today is one of our mini episodes. We have been popping them out Monday through Friday because we love you. Today, we are going to start out with some emails. First, we have an email from someone named Soy.
Yeah, we got a lot of emails. So this one, the subject is the furry murderers.
Ooh.
Hey girls, just a note, if you read this on the pod, I'm a member of the furry fandom and would love if you did an episode about it.
I love furries.
There is a lot of weird stuff, but overall a good community except for a few bad eggs, including these dudes who murdered someone they lured in with a dating app.
Holy shit. Also, there's like some great documentaries on furries. Like there's one called Personas. There's like a lot of great, I love furries.
Oh my god, that's a crazy story. Kind of crazy that he was definitely showing some signs of mental illness leading up to it. Wish he got more help. Thanks, Soybean. So we have another email from Steve about spontaneous human combustion.
Okay.
Because, dear web crawler, spontaneous human combustion isn't just a mid to late 20th century thing, because in the 19th century, Charles Dickens, the original web crawler, investigated the phenomenon. As a result of this, in the 1850s, the character of Crook in his new novel Bleak House ended up, spoilers, dying from spontaneous human combustion.
Whoa.
So that was in the 1850s. Wow, Charles Dickens talking about spontaneous human combustion.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. And this email is from Mary. Subject is The Truth is Out There.
Okay.
Web crawlers, first of all, you all are the best. Thanks so much for putting out episodes every day. I tweeted about you inspiring me to learn to astral project and freaked out when you retweeted me. LOL. Anyways, I'm an X-Files super fan. I recently adopted a dog and she has ginger hair, so naturally I named her Scully. It's a good name for a dog.
Cute.
And every time I listen to an episode, I'm like, I think this was mentioned in the X-Files. I know you brought up the Erlenmeyer Flask episode in your Patreon episode about the toxic blood. Oh, right. Proud patron here. When you gave me a shout out, I think you asked if I was the Mary Kay. Sadly, I'm not. An episode on IRL things that inspired some of the mythology and Monster of the Week episodes would be so cool. I know a lot of other episodes were inspired by real occurrences, sightings, and conspiracies. I'm biased because it's one of my favorites, but there are so many overlaps with the show and what you all talk about, and I would venture to guess a ton of other web crawlers fans also love the X-Files. Mm-hmm. I used to watch the X-Files all the time, but like I can't remember specific episodes.
I actually don't think I ever really got into it. That'd be a fun like quarantine activity to start watching it again.
Dude, Coveney's so cute.
Yeah. I especially love the episodes on satanic panic and the occult, and there's even one about a deadly virus and government conspiracy that I totally forgot about called F. Emasculata. And with the government confirming UFOs, it seems like a lot of the show is of relevance again.
Okay.
Plus, who doesn't love Mulder and Scully's sexual tension?
I agree with that.
You said it best with your shirt about having a threesome. Anyway, sorry for the rambly email. I've been in the quar without normal interaction for too long. Thanks again for everything you do. Love from Washington, D.C. Mary Caitlin and Scully the dog.
Oh, I love Scully the dog. Send us a picture of Scully the dog.
Yeah, I want to go back and watch all of the X-Files. Mm-hmm. It's been a while.
There's this one really good X-Files episode where it's like they're doing it like it's a cops episode. It's really funny. It's like they get followed around for the night by like a cop's camera crew.
How funny.
It's really good. It's like
That's
really good.
This email is from Amanda. It's called Two Random Things.
Every time I hear the word Amanda, have you guys seen Can't Hardly Wait when he's like
Amanda.
It's a great movie. Great soundtrack too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a great soundtrack.
So I remember when you mentioned Sherry Pepperini. Anyway, you mentioned that her and her husband did kratom, and it was some kind of psychedelic drug. I also take kratom, and it's more like drinking THC. I couldn't imagine drinking it and becoming psychotic or delusional or blacking out. You should actually try it. It's a chill drug and actually helps a lot of people with opioid addiction. And the recent update you had about Amanda Knox and the whole town thinking she did it because she hung out with drug dealers. And the Netflix documentary, she actually pointed out herself about how she smoked weed and wasn't ashamed of it. I myself have hung out with drug dealers, and that doesn't make you a bad person or guilty of murder.
I'm sorry that you're defending yourself so much against drugs, but like the lady doth protest too much. Whoever wrote this email is like, you don't have to convince us of anything. It's okay if you do drugs. We're not an anti-drug podcast.
Yeah, she's like,
calm down.
I myself have hung out with drug dealers. Doesn't make you a bad person or guilty of murder because of it. Hey, a ton of drug dealers are super chill and cool, right? Peace, love, and conspiracy, Amanda. I don't think that the person was implying that they thought Amanda Knox was guilty because she was hanging out with drug dealers.
Okay.
I think they just thought she was guilty because they just thought she was guilty.
First of all, Amanda, I am an addict. This is a pro-addict podcast.
I've hung out with so many drug dealers in my life.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem right now is the fact that the complaints we're going to get from Allie chewing and talking.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I knew you were going to say that.
Edit out all the chewing noises.
I just got so hungry that's probably why I'm so mad at Amanda who wrote this email, because I'm having hunger rage. Amanda, it's okay. I love you. Sorry, I got angry. I just got a little hungry.
This is from Ivy. The subject is help. I'm scared of ball lightning.
Oh my God. What?
Oh, those are fake.
It says, I love you ladies so much. I just got sucked into an internet spiral Googling ball lightning after seeing it mentioned on a Nextdoor post. Well, that's your first problem. It's Nextdoor. I've never heard of it and I was curious. It's absolutely insane and so had me thinking it could account for so many strange and unexplained things, including maybe spontaneous combustion. Is ball lightning for real? You have to look into it. I completely lost my mind. Free Willy. Love Ivy. Those videos are fake. Have you seen the video of there's like train tracks?
Oh, yeah. Yes, but people don't realize that that's literally from the movie Terminator. That's from the most recent Terminator movie. That's like a clip from the movie.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because I saw that and I was like, I even retweeted it and I was like, this is crazy. And then I watched the most recent Terminator movie and that's like a clip from the movie. And I was like, this is so embarrassing. Like that movie did so badly that people don't realize that it's a clip from the movie.
Ball lightning is not real. I regret to inform you.
Literally at the end of that scene, like Arnold Schwarzenegger pops up. Like that's like everyone slow their jets.
And then last email is from Nicole. It's about the Warrens. So when I was at UConn, the Warrens would come every year. I saw them twice. I remember them asking, if you want to see a ghost at 3 a.m., raise your hand. I raised my hand, but then was scared shitless that night. I never saw a ghost. They also told a few Annabelle stories. One was about a tough cop who was left alone with Annabelle while they left the room. I think he said something about the doll not being scary. Then when Ed came back, the cop was shaking and terrified.
Holy shit.
In regards to the Amityville horror, Lorraine has said she felt a very evil presence there. She was probably feeling the heaviness of a family being murdered. Sure. Nobody who has lived there since has experienced anything evil or ghostly. I remember being upset finding out the whole thing was a scam. I wanted to believe. Also, like Melissa, I was like 11 when I read the book. Love your podcast. Look forward to it. Nicole.
Well, that's interesting. That's pretty cool that you got to see them, whether or not they were actually frauds.
Yeah.
Well, now the main part of our episode today is we have some suggestions of best true crime and weird docs on Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. I will do mine first, and then Melissa has a bunch of them. My first one is Cannibal Cop Thought Crimes. Have you guys seen this?
No, I've heard about this though.
Oh my God, it is so weird. So it's on HBO and I think it's also on Hulu now, where it's this police officer was going on all these forums about cannibalism and talking with other people being like, I'm going to meet this girl, then I'm going to take her home with me. I'm going to kill her. Like, how should I cook her? Like, how should I eat her? And he was on this like online forum with other people who were like alleged cannibals, talking about like killing and cooking women.
Oh God.
Meanwhile, he's like a police officer who's married with children.
Oh, God.
And then eventually, I think it was because he was using his computer at work at the police station, he ends up getting caught. And he goes to trial, and the whole thing is about like thought crimes where he never actually committed the crime.
Right.
So he never kidnapped anyone, and he obviously never like cooked and ate anyone. But the issue is like he's a police officer who's going on these chat rooms talking about how this is something he allegedly, quote unquote, like wants to do. Like, is that illegal? Like, is this just a fetish? Like, did he plan far enough in that it is like a premeditated crime he hasn't done yet? Like, did they catch him before he actually did it? Like, it's a really weird documentary.
I remember reading about that, and it was like he never actually killed anyone or ate anyone, but he like talked in depth about how he wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So like, it just like a fetish thing, or is it like...
Right.
Was he
yeah, and that's what
planning
he
on doing
said.
it?
Yeah, so it's super creepy.
That's crazy. I gotta watch that.
Then there's this one that I know we all watched about Bikram yoga.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
Oh, really? Oh, Melissa and I must have watched it without you in one of our parties with Erios where you weren't invited. Yeah, it's about Bikram yoga and the creator of Bikram yoga and how he's not really a great guy.
Yeah.
And how it's kind of like a cult sexual predation situation. That one's really great. Tell Me Who I Am. It's about these two brothers. One of them gets in an accident and gets like amnesia and can't remember anything from his life. And so the brother's responsible now with like filling him in about like his life story. And I don't want to give anything more about that.
Yeah, I watched that. That was crazy.
Yeah, it's a really weird movie. One that I really like is called There's Something Wrong with Aunt Diane.
That one's really good too.
Yeah. I actually don't even really want it.
Involves a car crash.
Yeah. So this woman, Aunt Diane, gets in a car crash with like two kids in the car, with her two nieces or nephews or whatever in the car. And there's like all these weird circumstances about like the day and like what happened and like the toxicology report. And they're trying to like put the pieces together of like what happened and like why that happened. And like if there's a bunch of stuff that like no one ever knew about this woman.
Yeah.
Crazy Love is about this like weird psychotic older couple who like were super like domestically abusive, but like stayed together.
I've never seen that.
Oh my God. He would like throw acid in her face. Like it's just like super weird.
I think I read that story.
Yeah. It's like really crazy. They're like from like the 40s or something. It's really weird.
There's a story I read about that.
Yeah. Capturing the Freedmans.
Oh, that's classic.
Is a classic. If you haven't seen it, it's great. And then Dear Zachary is also a really good one.
Oh, that's rough.
It involves like a child and
rough.
Yeah, it's a hard one, but it's also
good.
One of the classics. Melissa, what are yours?
So there's one called The Woman Who Wasn't There, and it's about this woman named Tanya Head. She had this like crazy, amazing story about how she escaped the South Tower during 9/11. She started all these foundations for survivors and was like huge in that community. Turned out it was all a lie.
Who was that actor who said he was in 9/11 and like he wasn't?
Steve Rannazzisi.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, he was actually just on Curb Your Enthusiasm like last season.
Oh my God, really?
I remember seeing him and I was like, why?
Wow, men can do and say anything.
I know. It's
That's
gross. Yeah, he kind of like made his career out of like talking about 9/11. Everyone like felt sorry for him.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's crazy.
Yeah.
There's this one called The Devil Next Door.
What's that one?
This one came out recently, I believe. It's a guy that's living in Ohio, and people think he's actually this Nazi death camp guard, Ivan the Terrible.
Oh my God.
And it's so good. It's a series, and it's so good. Like, I've never watched a documentary where, like, I go back and forth between, like, oh, he's for sure it. And it's like, oh, no, he's definitely not the guy. Oh, no, he for sure is the guy. And it's like, oh, no, he's not the guy. But it's really good.
That's cool.
The Keepers.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's about a Baltimore nun's mysterious murder that turns into like the whole story of corruption in the Catholic Church and the justice system. So that's good. And then I Love You Now Die.
I watched that this morning. It's so good.
You watched it this morning?
Yeah, I watched it this morning. Because I was looking through your suggestions and I was seeing which ones I haven't seen. And then I watched it this morning.
Yeah, this girl, Michelle, texts her boyfriend encouraging him to commit suicide. And he does. And
yeah,
is she so like crazy. Responsible for the murder? It's fucked up.
It's so fucked up. And also just like so complicated. Like what a weird, it's so unprecedented, like cyber crimes. Yeah.
And then Long Shot. So this one's cool. This guy was arrested for murder that he didn't commit. And so he had to prove that he was at a Dodgers game. He's like, I was not there. I was at a Dodgers game. And they ended up using footage from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Shut up.
From a shot where like Larry David was in the crowd and they saw that guy in the crowd. He had to prove that like, yes, that was me. I was not murdering someone.
Oh my God. Wow, Larry David has oddly come up like a lot today.
He has.
How strange. Yeah.
Weird. And then a new one that's out on Netflix, The Pharmacist.
Oh, that's great. We love that.
Yeah. It's.
Oh, wait, no, that's not what we loved.
I loved it.
Well, you loved it. I was thinking of the...
I loved it a lot.
I was thinking of the one I loved. How to fix a drug scandal.
Oh, how to fix... Yeah, that's
another good one.
The chemists.
Yeah. Okay, but you can continue.
Pharmacist. It's this guy whose son died in like a drug-related shooting. And he's a pharmacist, lived in a small town, Dan Schneider. So he goes on this crusade to bring a reckoning against all these powerful figures who are behind like the opioid crisis. And he finds this clinic where this doctor's prescribing hundreds of oxy prescriptions a day, like 24 hours a day. Like there's just a line out the door. So he goes on like to try to bring her down, and it's pretty fascinating.
That's pretty cool.
And then this one, Don't Fuck with Cats.
Oh, that was great, but really hard to watch.
Yeah. So if you... It's about this guy who posted videos online about ways he would kill animals and like killing kittens. And this group of like online sleuths, they launched this huge manhunt to bring him to justice. But once they started digging, they found out that he's responsible for like a murder, and it gets crazy.
Yeah.
But the thing I didn't like about it was they didn't show animals dying, but they showed parts of the video. They showed
which
like
is so
I had to close my
unnecessary.
eyes. I was like, I have no interest. I'm not watching animals die.
Yeah, it was really crazy. Like, I was like, the whole time, I was like, why? It would have been perfectly fine without you showing
and
it.
it's such a good documentary that it sucks that they had to. I mean, I know they put it in there for like effect, but it's like, nah, no, don't.
Yeah, like it absolutely would have been just as good, if not better, without this.
And then there's one called Abducted in Plain Sight, and it's about a family friend who kidnapped and brainwashed their 12-year-old daughter, and like it's insane. Have you guys seen it?
No, I haven't.
It's this guy who just like brainwashed this whole family into thinking he was like going to take care of their daughter, and like she left, and like he had relationships with like the mom and dad. It's fucked up.
Jesus Christ.
And then there's American Animals, which is based on the true story of 4 college students who stole this like extremely rare book from this college library. And it's a really good heist documentary where like it's like a recreation, but they interview the kids who did it too. And it's pretty fascinating how they did it.
That's fun. I like a heist.
Yeah, it's a good one. And then last one is Evil Genius. It's about the pizza man attempting to rob a bank with a bomb around his neck.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
You guys seen that one?
No, I don't remember this.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
Year.
It's so good.
Oh my God, really? That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to say any more because it's just insane.
Whoa, that's wild. So we will post this list to our Patreon. And then if you guys have any other suggestions of like cool your favorite true crime or whatever. Melissa, where can people reach us?
You can email us at webcrawlerspod@gmail.com or find us on the internet.
Anywhere you can find internet, you can find us. I'm Allie Siegel.
I'm Melissa Stetson.
And I'm producer Maria.
Bye!
Bye!
An Erios original.
Powered by Acast.